data now. These guys are just trying to find out a way to secure their business compared to the online channels which have taken away some part of their business. So it's getting better for us to pitch and get a deal clocked in sooner than rather before.
Did you see, and I see Ashok slowly becoming restless about time, but did you see any of the retailers you work with beginning to move upstream on analytics, or are they just using whatever you're doing?
So they use the analytics stream to identify channels mostly. So I would not still give them a lot of marks when it comes to like being proactive on understanding what analytics is. So like Saurabh just said that one of like Chai Point actually didn't want to have their plastic art solution and replace it with mobile. Now they realize that mobile is not getting that kind of adoption, so they want plastic art. So now plastic art is in place. So the best thing that they feel about our platform is the data starts coming in immediately, and they know that okay, this channel is something that I really need to still bet on. For example, for Ratnadeep, so what we have right now we have executed is that we have these weekly mailers where our system is crunching sort of a highlights for the week, and they love that. They'd rather not come to the dashboard because that to them is another big thing which I have to go into. So I would rather want you to send me a mailer every month, a week, which tells me compared to last week how am I doing to this week, and that's.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Hello everyone. Hello, can you hear me? Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Sushil Chaudhary. I'm founder of a company called Scandit. All the previous companies which presented, they were trying to help e-commerce retailers like yours to increase the retention, drive more usage. We, on the other hand, stand with the consumers. We say, what do you want to buy? How can we help you buy in the most efficient way where you save time and money? So it's a little bit different perspective, but in the process, we want to help retailers and online retailers and local retailers because those are the guys who are paying us. So, okay. What is Candid? We are a shopping companion app. We help users discover the best product for the product that they've decided to buy, that where can they buy in a way that they can get the best pricing, to discover local offers, to discover reviews about the products while they are on the go. Imagine you get out of your home in the morning, but you realize that you had to buy something, you are still not sure what to buy. So we have an app where you could basically look up product, look up specifications for that product, reviews about that product, of local promotions around that specific product category, and the online prices for that product in addition to coupons and stuff. Our mission is to help users to discover the best products and save money and time while they do that. In a way, we are solving what to shop, where to shop, and when to shop. In an omni-channel way where whether they are on the desktop, whether they are on mobile, whether they are on the email, we help them with the discovery. Basically, help users discover the best products by creating beautiful shopping experiences. I'm founder of Scandid. Earlier, I was founder of Dhingana. I was with Microsoft earlier. These are our esteemed advisors and investors. Okay. Just to set a perspective, in the Indian Apple store, we were featured in 3 different categories in the same month as the featured app. It is very rare that Apple gives that kind of recognition to any company. It is primarily because of how the users are using our app, how the experience we have built in terms of the users liking it and the repeat usage. So we were featured in great local apps, the best tools and services for shopping, and deal hunters. So how do you shop? How do you look for the right price? whether you shop online or local. So you go to a mall, you try to negotiate as all Indians do, haggle a little bit, try to get a freebie here and there. Or you go online and you shop where there are thousands of websites, there are probably more than that, there are coupon sites. You have to do the math to take a decision what to buy, where to buy. That's where Scandid comes in. We are your shopping companion app. We also have a website. We have India's first barcode scanner, where where you could use a consumer can just scan the barcode and we'll give you online prices and the local availability of that product. Right? Multi-store. So if you're standing in Chroma, we can also tell you. We have mapped that product across Reliance, Sangeeta Mobile, and everything. So Scandid is your new friend. You could scan, search, or speak what you're looking for, and boom, basically what we'll give you is we'll give you all the online top retailers who are carrying this product, their price point, along with the coupons. We have integrated coupons in this, where we are telling for this specific coupons, there are 17 applicable coupons, and the best coupon there is eBay CT 6M, which will give you 6% off and bring down the price to 23,147. We also, so this was for online. How do we help the local retailers, right? So for every product that we have, we also tell you what nearest to your location, which are the stores which carry this product. Give address, phone number of that, where in one click they can reach out to this retailer. Point to be noted here is we are not giving pricing from local retailers because we don't have integrations with them. We'd love to work with the partners who are bringing local retailers online now, where we could take their promotions, take their pricing and put it up here. As I said, we also have a website. We have price trends, specifications, coupons, omni-channel experience, where we believe users are now increasingly in their office environment using desktop, but probably making purchases while they are on the go. Or in the home, they are using a tablet, but while they are in the shop, they are on their mobile phone. So we enable experiences where you could send, while you're on the desktop, you could send the address on your mobile phone through SMS. You could save a product in your wish list on the website and look at that product, or 3 or 4. We could create a list, like shortlisted products that you would looking for to buy, and access it on the mobile, get alerts, see nearby stores. So basically a mix for any given shopping scenario you can think of. You can always think about starting on online and ending local, or starting local, ending online. So how do you bridge the gap in the unified experience? We have 125 product categories. We have 50,000 downloads on our app as of now. Actually, we are in the last couple of months, it has accelerated a lot. We have 3,000 coupons. In the Indian market, we have 246,000 local retailers information at a category level, right? That this store carries Samsung phones and also televisions, or this is a purely Nokia store, something like that. We are the biggest barcode database in the country, in India as of now, and we have 30 million product offers. As I said, we have 1.5 million electronics and lifestyle barcodes and 2.5 million books barcodes. We have established tech, to give you an example how are we helping the entire retail ecosystem, is we have partners with Payback, where we help Payback drive more and more transactions for his local and online retailers. So we are facilitating about 60,000 unique transactions every month on the Payback platform just with our technology. We are providing unique shopping experience to Lava Mobile, which is Zolo brand, where our entire screen is dedicated to shopping, and it's helping Lava to differentiate itself that this is the most shopping-centric mobile phone in its category. Retailer partnerships. So part of what I spoke so far was online. A lot more, we are doing a lot more in the coming year for the local retailers, where with an increased install base in any given city. Today, local retailers don't have an efficient way of marketing. Even if they want to get rid of their year-end stale inventory, there is no good way other than putting up an ad in a weekly half-page ad in Times of India for 3 days throughout the week, right? So imagine we having a substantial app install base in the city, and we go to the retailers and say, hey, you want to get rid of your inventory? We can take your message in front of users who are looking to buy this product last week, last month, in a very specific targeted audience, right? So we can help them target by age, by their past purchases, what they were looking for, and all kind of demographic information that you can think of. Opportunity, as you might know, I think it's a tsunami of smartphone adoption that is coming. E-tailers who are hybrid, either local or pure online, if they're getting online, right? I think they have to get to mobile as fast as they can, as soon as they can, and drive adoption on mobile as much as they can. Because this is going to take everyone by surprise. I think the projected numbers for the Indian market are like, I think next, what we achieved in terms of smartphone adoption for the last 4 years is going to be surpassed in the next 6 months. Right. Yeah, sure. So that's about it. I think the opportunity is huge. How do you acquire customers? Revenue model is straightforward. A market positioning. I think what e-commerce retailers and all are talking about. We were chosen as the #1 startup in the Seed Star competition just about 2 months back, and a whole bunch of stuff. That's about it. I'll open up for Q&A.
How are you promoting adoption of your app with users?
I think there was a slide for that. So there are a couple of ways, right? Word of mouth, strong product is of course there. We are seeing there are natural strategic fit for this kind of product, right? So one of the way we are looking at is OEMs. With the arrival of Xiaomi in the market, where the hardware is sold at cost, and they are making money along the life cycle of the device, right? So how can we help them add an additional revenue source for the device? So we are in talks. We have actually signed an initial intent letter with one of the biggest OEM manufacturers in India. We're looking at activated user base of 10 million plus in less than 18 months. Right? Because it's a value add for them, value add for us. Instead of doing traditional marketing, we are saying, can we build an ecosystem where everyone benefits from this?
Are you working with brands more or with retail stores more? It looks like you're working with retail stores more.
Online and local retailers, yes. Not with brands as of now.
So how are you ensuring that the data is not stale?
In terms of pricing?
Pricing,
So pricing is
coupons
controlled by retailers, right?
So they send you daily updates?
So for the online retailers, either they give us feed or we crawl them. For local, we don't have pricing. What we have is the promotional information. So if you think about how they advertise, how local retailer advertises, 10% off of all cameras, and then they have inclusions and exclusions on that, right? So when a user is looking for a mobile phone, it's important to get that 10% off, I would say, a banner in front of him. That is the most important. So pricing is not as important. So that's how, so basically a pricing strategy for online and local is different.
And is your focus only India at this point?
Yes, we have gotten a couple of inquiries from the Dubai market, but we are thinking that Indian market is huge enough for us to first come and conquer. If we can get, we are going to be 500 million mobile phones in the Indian market very soon. So, yeah. Thank you very much, guys. I encourage everyone to try the app and give feedback to us. Thank you.
What is the plan? Yeah, okay. Hi, good afternoon, guys. I'm Mayank. I'm a co-founder at Smart Pocket. We are a mobile aggregation platform for customer loyalty and engagement. So I went to all the presentations. I was back there, sitting there. Everybody's talking about how to get more and more customers in, how to engage online, and that's a massive fight going on there. One of my clients actually were complaining a couple of weeks back, although the Flipkart 1 billion sale was a public flop, they were saying that they had a massive hit on their offline retail in those certain weeks. So with that, where do I point? Okay, sorry, it's my first time up. Yeah, so here's the premise that we have. We believe, and this is market knowledge, is that 80% of your revenues are driven by 20% of your loyal customers. And those are the key guys that you need to focus on. The world is going online, it's quite evident, we're here. But offline retailers are suffering, and that's not, it's, we can't get rid of offline retailers. It's not going to happen, right? You still need to go buy stuff. Small businesses, with the users, with all of us going smartphones, and like Sushil said, the Gartner says that the user base in India is going to be 300 million by the end of the year. Small businesses are now being expected to engage on the mobile. So that's the premise that we've come up with and why we are starting up. Here's the problem that when we went and saw was that every retailer, to engage your loyal customer, was giving out a loyalty card. I spent a lot of time downstairs. I asked people, how many cards do you carry? Like 3 or 4. How many cards do you discard? 10, 15, 20? Because I can't carry those cards. On the other side, when a retailer tries to reach out, the medium that they have presently is SMS and email. 65% of Indians are registered on DND, so you can't even reach them. Email open rates are best not talked about, with Google opening up the promotions tab. They don't even have the correct data. So I might have gone to a retailer 5 years back. They don't know who I am, what my age group is, what my buying preferences are. They probably just have my phone number, and that's what they're trying to communicate me through. Going mobile is very complex for small retailers because most of the plays that you see are targeted at large clients with back-end integrations. So we definitely see a play where we can bring really small retailers online and help them engage on mobile. I'm going to skip through that. I think that's made very obvious in this. So what we do, we front the customer as a mobile wallet. So what the customer does is he logs in with his Facebook profile, enters his phone number. Given that everybody knows, every retailer knows your phone number, we go figure out from every retailer, do you have a membership for this person? And then sort of get all their information. So you have their points. Now they know sort of, here are my benefits. These benefits are usually tucked away on a website somewhere where I never really find out. I know, what my points mean. Sometimes a single point means 100 rupees, sometimes it means 70 paise. So as a consumer, I don't know. And I usually take the trust deficit view and not trust the, it doesn't probably mean anything. So with our journey, so that's where we are. But I'm going to talk forward and what we plan to do. Because the user is now on mobile and he has all his cards, there's an aggregated play where he's engaging, with all the merchants that he likes. There is opportunity where there's a two-way channel that's opened where the customer, when he wants to order something, can just say, hey, you know what, to his local store, I want this. Normally when I do, I call the person up. There's a one-way channel where we have like about 4 or 5 large retailers like Puma and Madura brands, where they are trying to push out content through SMS, usually every week. We open up a feed for them, and I'm going to take you through later, where they are targeting each person based on who they are. So Puma is pushing out motorsport products to me because I'm a motorsport enthusiast, versus pink lifestyle shoes to my sister. So that targeting is something that is visual now. I'm going to go a little back and forth because I just found out about this thing in the morning. So this targeting is very visual and sort of starts engaging the customer over a period of time, not just say, here's an offer, here's an offer, here's an offer. So one of the things that we are also doing, geolocation, we've seen some very great results, where if somebody's nearby for a long time, so one of the experiments that we ran was, if you're near a store for about 15 minutes, we'll push up an offer to you. And we saw about a 23% conversion, where a typical same campaign on SMS does about 1 or 2%. Because we're on mobile, so Puma is one of my customers, and they are now pushing out their online website. What we do for them is that if they want, they have new releases, it comes up on the feed, and there's an instant gratification. If I like something, I can go buy them right there. And given I'm a loyal customer, they know what to push to me as well. How we solve some of the other problems that we've talked about, for people who want to issue loyalty cards, very well said before as well, people tend to discard loyalty cards. It's on mobile now. It's an instant issuance, so you don't need to worry about, making a card, delivering it, there's cost there. The data that we give you is verified because it's to Facebook integration or Gmail. We know then where you stay, where what your preferences are, what your gender is, what your age is, and sort of are tracking, start tracking you on social media as well. A lot of the times, I'm going to just finish this up. Yeah, a lot of times what happens with loyalty programs is people complain that I'm going to change my phone number and address, and the retailer doesn't know about it. Given this guy now wants to engage with you, he goes and updates this, and we go to the backend and sort of update all of that as well. Okay, I'm going to open to questions. I didn't go through this. Anyway.
Quick question on the data privacy, data security, right?
Sure.
If you're aggregating data from multiple retailers and getting obviously a very good view of the customer,
Yeah.
what data is Puma, for this example, likely to lose to some of the other retailers?
So the retailer, so data is obviously not shared. The transaction data of Puma is never shared across. If Nike comes on, we'd not share that. But we have an overall view of the customer, given that he is on multiple verticals with us. So I am able to say that this is a high-value customer versus a low-value customer. This customer, because he's nearby, has a high propensity to shop with you versus not. So that level of high-level data is something that we're able to provide. What we're also able to provide is that, hey, you know what? Few campaigns ran this week, and you were on number 2 or number 1, or you didn't do this well this week.
Okay, so it's kind of industry standard.
It's sort of an aggregated view of how the customer is engaging with you via somebody else.
So how many users have you got on?
So we are very, very early. We have about 11,000 downloads right now and about 16,000 cards.
Okay.
As we are a wallet, it's consumer facing. What we also have done is that today a user can go add their credit card and debit card without putting their credit card or debit card numbers, and we geolocate the public offers on them. So you could be sitting here having dinner, and Smart Pocket would tell you, hey, you know what? Pay with your Citi card and not your StanChart card, because you're going to get 15% off, which sort of brings in more engagement on the platform. So one retailer could argue that I could have my own app and do the same things. One is discovery, the second is engagement, right? How much am I as a user going to engage like a shopper stop? Whereas when this entire ecosystem is in one place, I'm more likely to come on board and engage with something like this.
From all the customers you put on, have you started seeing some pretty interesting data where in one store they're a male, the next store they're a female, in Facebook there's something else?
So we haven't been able to, given the data size is really small, we haven't been able to do that. But what we've been able to do is do a comparative study with the traditional mediums. So we did control tests for Puma for their pre-EOSS sale, where the folks on Smart Pocket were just communicated to push notifications, and everybody else was sent an email, SMS. We saw a 5x conversion of the same campaign, with the ticket size being 1.7x. And this was repeated at the end of the sale as well, so it wasn't an off thing. Like I said, one of the other things that we did was the geolocated offers. The same campaign was available in store. We did a 23% conversion versus a 1% conversion, which they were doing otherwise using other channels.
So with technologies like Apple Pay, where they take care of the payment, and you're doing a lot of these soft features like loyalty and whatnot. So how do you see?
So I wasn't able to go through that, but the idea is that we will be like the one-stop shop for a retailer, for an offline retailer to do things. So for example, if I need to make an order and pay for that order, you will be able to do that. We will not be the Apple Pay where we do the technology, the payment infrastructure, but we'll sit on top of them. So we will sit on top of payment gateways and Apple. When Apple comes to India in a way where it's feasible, we'll sit on top of them and make that easy. Because today Apple has a passbook, but it's pretty dumb. It needs another app for you to build that. We are saying that not have your own app. We'll do that for you. As it is, the app is not going to is not going to engage the end user. We'll do that for you, and we'll help you with the ecosystem and make it seamless to come on board.
All right, I think we have 2 more startups below.
All right, thank you.
Analytics, and Venkatesh is going to speak about it. Yeah, thanks.
Officer of Analytics Business Solutions. We're a 2-year-old startup and based out of US and India in Bangalore. So our main vision is to bridge the gap between the business user and the data scientist. So we want to give the power of prediction to the end user, who is a business user. So the way it works is we're building a platform, which is a 6-step process, wherein the user, the business user, and so a lot of times what happens, like the end user or the business user, he doesn't know how to run a, let's say, statistical model, or if he wants to know the insights, a lot of times like he has to depend on a data scientist. So we are trying to bridge that gap. So it's a 6-step process. The first step is to connect to your data or upload your data, or you can connect to anything. So we have a lot of options that where you can connect. And once the user uploads the data, then the system will automatically looks at the data and what are the kind of attributes or the different data types that it has. And it comes out with a set of questions where the business user might not be even think of using them. So let's say, for example, if I'm a pricing manager of a big company, and I want to know like what should be the optimal price that I want to sell a product so that I can optimize the profits. So what I need to do, so I've already shared the data with the platform, so I just need to select, there are multiple questions that you can see of. So let's say I'm working on optimizing a price, so I just need to click next. Then it identifies what are the data that the user has been loaded, and then it comes up with kind of like what should be the variables that needs to be selected. So I need to say like here in this case, I'm optimizing the price, and then I need to select like, okay, so how much discount I'm giving, and which month I'm operating, because there might be seasonal trends in the data, and which product category. So there are different variables that you can select. So once you select the variables, then the system automatically applies the multiple models, and then try to come up with and optimize that, and then say that, okay, so these are the different variables that may be significant in your model, and then it says like the final output is very simple. So it says like, okay, for this particular product, you need to sell this particular product for $303. That's the optimal price. So as you see, like it'll give a nice visualization as well, saying like as you increase your price, your quantity is going to go down, and your profit will be increasing, and after a certain point, it will try to come down. So $303 is the optimal price that you need to operate in. So this is the insight that the business user gets in. So as soon as he gets it, so he has to communicate with the team. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to integrate with the other internal systems as well. And then once we have a results and the business user is convinced about the results, he just need to select that result, and then the system automatically tests the feasibility of the solution, whether the $303 is something that they can sell, and even if they sell, will that be something that is feasible, they are not going to lose a lot of volumes. So all those things will be searched, and then finally the user can send a report to the pricing team or a production or a factory team, so that they can plan for the inventory. So that's what it is. So what we're trying is something like, it's very futuristic, probably you might think, but that's what we're trying to do. So we are in 2-year-old company. So right now, all the steps that we've shown, those are like building. Every step is we're building it independently. So once we have everything, then we're planning to go to customers. But we are operating this as a service right now, but we want to get into a product stage. That's what it is. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you, Venkatesh. It's analytics automation, right? Do you have different industry vertical focuses, or is it general?
So right now we are focused in retail and healthcare, because that's what the core team is. The strength comes from the core team. So retail, CPG, and as I said, I mean, if you look at the platform itself, it's not very specific to a vertical, but what is important is the domain knowledge. So we are trying to build that intelligence into the system.
And I'm assuming the questions generated are also based on the patterns and the intelligence, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Is it possible to add, have you already added user-based questions?
Yes, so what we're trying to do is once we upload the data, the user uploads the data, it tries to go through what are the different types of data that is there, and using ontologies, and then understanding what kind of data. Let's say like a field name can be sales or gross sales or net sales. So it identifies that, okay, the user has uploaded sales data, then it tries to generate the questions based on that. So given a sales data, what are the different things that you can do? Either you can forecast the sales, or you can optimize the profits, or you can optimize the price as I showed you. So those are things like it comes with the experience, and then we're trying to build that. But as the time progresses, we want the system to generate the questions automatically.
So are you working with current customers now?
Yeah, so we have one customer in US and one in India, and we are partnering with a lot of channel partners to get to the larger customers.
Curious to understand how they're looking at your final recommendations.
So a lot of times what happens, like it's the business, I mean the analytics itself, it's an iterative process. So it's the user gives the data and the business analyst works on it, and then he says, okay, the optimal price, as in this case, probably he says like 300 and let's say the model itself throws at $350. But the user, because he has a knowledge, he says that no, it can't be 350, it can be 310 or 305 only. Then the system tries to, so there might be some of the parameters or the variables that system might have missed it. So we need to upload more data, we need to train it more so that it will automatically optimize and then get closer to that. But most of the cases, current scenario is more of an iterative process, but I think once it goes along, then it will become more sophisticated and more robust models will get in place.
But in addition to making it iterative, are you making it interactive?
Yes.
From what you
Yeah.
demonstrated, it seemed like a black box kind of solution.
No.
So can an expert user interject and look at the statistical?
Correct. So yeah, so those are the steps that I have not shown for this demo. But ideally, like in each of the steps, there are sub steps wherein like he can go and check the statistical significance of the variables, how are the correlations and other things as well. If he thinks that let's say like R square is coming out to be 30% or 40%, then he can think that okay, there are some variables that is missing in the data, so he might want to go ahead and then upload more data.
So just curious, is the platform based on R?
Yeah, we're thinking of R, backend to be R.
Okay.
Thank you.
We have the last pitch for the day, but not the least. We have Tina from Territory. They were also part of the NASSCOM 10,000 startups first batch last year, and they've progressed a lot by now. Yeah, Tina, can you?
I think I have to load my presentation. Hello everybody. So I'm Tina from Territory Technologies. Our product is called Semantica. Semantica stands for Customer Experience Management, the SEM part of it. So we have it's basically a personalized marketing platform, and our goal is to make it very easy for a marketer to, once again, I just, this one, okay. Sorry, so our goal is to make it very easy for a marketing team for any online business to improve the performance of the marketing. And obviously the way to improve performance is by personalizing experiences. So we find that the current response to marketing, specifically so about email, the current performance is like less than 2% click rate and less than 10% opens. And this is a worldwide standard, while it's a lot less in India. And the reason that they don't personalize campaigns is because it takes up to 4 weeks time to set up a single personalized campaign. And by the time the campaign is set up, usually the data is outdated. So with our tool, we've seen a 4 to 5x improvement in user response. We've seen up to 50% open and up to 10% click rates. And it's basically a cloud platform. So with half a day of integration, you can get it up and running, and then it takes only about 15 minutes for a campaign. So that's the idea. So if I look at an email, so when you talk about personalization, there are different aspects. Like one is the subject line. So people do talk a lot about personalization, but in our case, we can enable very, very deep level of personalization in the sense, so in this example, Kathy has viewed a sweater yesterday. So we are sending her a mail saying, hi Kathy, there's a sweater similar to this particular thing that you liked yesterday. So we have that, so basically, okay, I'll get to it. And within the content, you can have a recommendation based on what was viewed. You can have a lot of other content. And the timing is of course very relevant because it's right the day after viewing the product. Another example is, for example, user engagement. So a user has just onboarded the site, and you want to make the user, you want to introduce the user to the site. So you tell the user what's trending on the site, what are our Facebook posts. So it's sort of like an introduction rather than a plain, welcome to this site. So that's one of the other use cases. And in this case, you would probably send it right after the user registers. So the way we enable it basically is we insert a sort of Google Analytics sort of script on the site, pick up the usage data, browsing behavior, we pick up the catalog data, Facebook profile, so any data that the user, that our customer can give us. They even give us past events, order history, so it's not limited to any specific type of data, because that can be mapped internally to our data model very easily with a very simple UI-based mapper. Once it comes into the system, we auto-create real-time user segments. And the user segments are quite detailed in the sense the user, so if you look at this, there's a user's profile, which can be static information like gender or stuff. It can be the behavioral profile which has been derived. For example, it's a high-end user, he's like a top buyer, a recent buyer, that sort of stuff. Then the user, the action of the user, recent action, within what time frame, and the object on which the user has done an action. So for example, has he acted on a product, has he looked at a category? So all that data is like, basically it's modeled. So they have a very convenient filter. So the idea for us is that the marketer should be spending his time on analyzing data rather than data crunching. So we take away all the pain of data crunching from the marketer. And they come here, and the type of filters can be, for example, Diwali, right? Diwali was 2 weeks back. So it's like men who bought products in the category shoes during the Diwali season. So they have a list of very interesting segments they can just go. And once the filter is created, the data is refreshed automatically. They don't have to create that segment again. So they can reuse that. And what they can do is they can even set up a repeat campaign. So I create a certain profile, I create content, and then set it up and repeat. I don't have to touch that again, just watch the performance. And so one is the user segmentation. So there are other companies that do user profiling, right? So we take it one step further. We do content as well. So we suggest content to the marketer. In the sense, we bring up again another type of filter where the catalog products, static information, as well as the behavior-based information of the products is right on the face. So for example here, products of certain brand across whatever name, category, color, these are the static attributes. It could also be top-selling products, low-selling products, outdated products, new products. All this stuff is brought there, and again the marketer can get a view. So he has a user segment, he gets a view of what segment to address, what type of products to put in. And the way he implements it, and apart from that filter, we also auto-build recommendations, so per user recommendations. So he just has to put a rule that user dot recommendations based on views. So that's just a rule he creates, and the data is there. Apart from that, we import things like his Facebook posts. So if he has spent a lot of time on his Facebook page, why not make it available so that he can also send it to his email users? So it's because he can reuse the effort that he took on Facebook into email as well. So all this data made available for the marketer along with the user segment, and then we have a sort of a template editor where he can import his own template, his own format, just mark a section and say, I want to replace this data with so-and-so data product, so-and-so rule rather. And then it is generated at runtime for each user individually. So basically that results in a personalized campaign. And the idea is basically relevant content. And one thing that I didn't mention, which we are right now implementing, is sort of configurable triggers. So the marketer can set up a trigger saying, send me a notification for all the users who do certain actions. Once he sets that trigger up, he can here say that when this happens, this particular mail has to go out to them. So this trigger configuration can also be done by the marketer. So our idea is basically relevant content across channels at the right time. So we have very much focused on email right now. We are doing really well on email. But the next step is basically Facebook posts are also available. So I can promote the top product of the day on Facebook automatically through the tool. And sure, and then next is basically web and SMS mobile apps. So that's it.
How are you delivering this product to campaign managers and marketing people as a SaaS solution?
It is a SaaS solution. So they basically come on our site, they log in, sign up, and then we create an account for them, and then they can come and log into our system and start using it. The part of the integration part is basically where they have to insert a code snippet in their site. So that takes about half a day to 1 day, and that's pretty much done. So the data is basically the code snippet, the user, if they have any past user dump, if they have any events history. So we don't limit it to just a code snippet, but anything they can give us. And we have sort of formats for that, which are standard, and they can be mapped using our tool. So that's.
And it's all multi-tenant, and you charge per month, kind of.
Yeah, we charge per notification. So in case of email, it'll be per email, and they're used to that price with their standard campaigns.
And your market focus is India only, or global?
No. We are currently in India working actively with large e-commerce guys. We are putting our solution on platforms, e-commerce platforms like Shopify and stuff. So that will get us outside reach. We're also working with email service providers who upsell our solution to their customers. So because they provide just basic email, and we're saying we're doing a personalized. We are looking at the US and European market as well. So this next 2 months is India focus, and then after that we're looking at US. Thank you.